Party wants to change the law to allow the police to recruit more black and ethnic minority officers. It says forces are failing to reflect the communities they serve, and it wants positive discrimination to plug the gap. It comes 21 years after the inquiry that followed the death of black teenager Stephen Lawrence, which said that the Metropolitan Police is institutionally racist. Earlier, I spoke to the Labour MP Louise Haigh about this, and she's the party's police spokesperson.
Some police forces have made really strong attempts to recruit from BME communities, but 21 years on from Macpherson and still not to have met the very limited targets that were met then of just 7% of the workforce is completely unacceptable. Over the last 10 years, because of the cuts that we've experienced over the last 10 years, I think that's made things a lot harder. And obviously because recruitment has then stalled, it means that any efforts that they were previously making have been fatally undermined.
So you think the answer is to change the law to allow positive discrimination. Why do you think that's the answer? Because it can be quite controversial.
It's very controversial. And I understand it. You know, when you say positive discrimination, people instinctively feel uneasy about it. And the fact of the matter is people from BME communities obviously are discriminated against in all areas of life and society. So the fact that the police haven't been able to meet these targets means with the measures that they already have, they are currently able to use positive action, means that we need to go further. Now, I was a recipient of positive discrimination myself. I was selected on an all-women shortlist for the Labour Party. It matters even more in the police because you cannot police communities effectively unless you are drawn from and look like those communities. And part of the reason I believe that we have such disproportionate outcomes in the criminal justice system for people from BME communities is because the workforce of the police doesn't reflect that.
Now, you're right. Being a police officer is a unique job, but you do need to get the right applicants. It's a tough job. You know, is it right to employ somebody just because they have a different colour skin?
So it's not about lowering standards, and it's certainly not about taking people on that aren't up to the job, but it is about allowing the police to explicitly recruit on when you've got two similar applicants, being able to pick one over the other because they're from a particular background. This is vital to the effective policing of communities.
Not everyone would be okay, though, with getting a job through positive discrimination.
No, I think that's right. And to be honest, I felt quite uncomfortable at the time that I was selected on an all-women shortlist. But, you know, we have to juggle that with public policy priorities and with the priorities of the police. And because we lost so much community policing over the last 10 years, it's made their job even more difficult. It's made public trust even less.
Does this get to some of the issues that prevent BAME people applying for jobs in the police? You know, many officers say they face racism within some forces. This doesn't really address that.
No, it's certainly not a silver bullet, but it's kind of chicken and egg. We've had one BME chief constable in the entire history of policing in England and Wales. How can anybody from that community look at the police and think, yeah, that is a place that's going to welcome me, accept me, and help me rise up through the ranks?